You stop Russia and Ukraine, sir. You should be able to get the Nobel. I said, I stopped 7 wars. So what they're trying to do with the Epstein hoax is get people to talk about that instead of speaking about the tremendous success like ending 7 wars. I ended 7 wars. Nobody's going to talk about because they're going to talk about the Epstein whatever. Thousands of young people, mostly young people, are dying every single week. If I can save that by doing sanctions or by just being me or by using a very strong tariff system that's very costly to Russia or Ukraine or whoever we have, But I stopped 7 wars, and 3 of those wars were going on for more than 30 years.
You mentioned your upcoming meeting with President Putin. Can
Yeah.
you tell us what you hope to get out of that and whether you consider inviting President Zelensky to join?
So you have to understand, this is a war that should have never happened. This is a war that wouldn't have happened if I were president. It would have never happened. It was the apple of his eye. I got along very well with President Putin. If you take a look at Rwanda and the Congo, Republic of the Congo, they've been fighting for 31 years, 8 million people dead. It was going on. Nobody could go to that part of Africa. They were being killed. If to even walk there, you're being killed with machetes. And it was a violent situation. And I was able to, they liked Trump. They wanted to make a trade deal with Trump. They wanted us to take their rare earth. They want to give us their rare earth. And I got to know the leader of the Congo. I got to know both of them indirectly. And I called him. I said, let's end the war. I don't want anything until you end the war. And we ended the war. As you know, the foreign ministers came up 2 weeks ago, and the leaders are going to be coming very shortly to Washington, Rwanda and Congo.
Mr. President, you managed to get this deal done. A lot of people say that the men who managed to do that should get a Nobel Peace Prize. Do you think that you'll be able to get all the hostages back home? And what would happen if you hear from the Israelis?
They will never give me a Nobel Peace Prize.
What would happen if the Israelis...
I deserve it, but they will never give it to me.
What would happen?
My rhetoric kept you out of wars. I stopped wars from happening. If it were somebody else, they would have gotten 5 Nobel Prizes. I never even got a mention, and I wouldn't, because I happen to be a different kind of a person, and the fake news treats me much differently than they treat other people. Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize, and he didn't even he said, why did I get it? He had no idea. It was immediate as soon as he walked into office practically. He didn't do anything. And by the way, on Wednesday, I believe of next week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and, as you know, the country, very powerful, very respected country with a great leader, UAE, is coming to the White House, and we're going to sign an agreement that hasn't been signed in many decades. It's peace and its recognition of Israel and all of the things nobody thought it could be done. And it's an amazing thing. I don't say this out of ego, but I was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. And now I have to tell you, that's sort of a big thing. And the networks and most of the news didn't cover it. Could you imagine? When Obama came to office, they said, we're going to give him the Nobel Peace Prize. He actually said, what did I do? I didn't do anything. He didn't do anything for 8 years, frankly. But he said, what did I do? They gave it to him in a matter of weeks, right? Weeks. And with us, we've done so much. We have done so much on so many different fronts. Remember North Korea? Remember they were going to be at war with North Korea? Where's the war? Where's the war?
I think I'll get a Nobel Prize for a lot of things.
Mr. President,
I think I'm going to get a Nobel Prize for a lot of things if they gave it out fairly, which they don't. They gave it out. Well, they gave one to Obama immediately upon his ascent to the presidency, and he had no idea why he got it. And you know what? That was the only thing I agreed with him on.
We have a great relationship. I have a very good relationship with Kim Jong-un. And I've done a job. In fact, I think I can say this. Prime Minister Abe of Japan gave me the most beautiful copy of a letter that he sent to the people who give out a thing called the Nobel Prize. He said, I have nominated you, or respectfully on behalf of Japan, I am asking them to give you the Nobel Peace Prize. I said, thank you. Many other people feel that way too. I'll probably never get it, but that's okay. They gave it to Obama. He didn't even know what he got it for. The Nobel Peace Prize? Yes, sir. Well, I just think that President Moon was very nice when he suggested it. I want to get peace. The main thing, we want to get peace. That was a big problem, and I think it's going to work out well. We'll see. We're setting up meetings right now, and I think it's probably going to be announced over the next couple of days, location and date. But I thought it was very generous of President Moon of South Korea to make that statement, and I appreciate it. But the main thing is to get it done. I want to get it done.
Well, winning the Peace Prize for Donald Trump is absolutely out of the question. And the reason is mainly because he is supporting, he says he hates seeing people being killed, but now he's supporting the ongoing genocide in Gaza.
He has actually, withdrawn the US from international cooperation. He has withdrawn the US from the World Health Organization, from the Paris Accords on climate. He has, initiated a trade war on old friends and allies.